Welcome back everyone, my name is Naomi from TPL Locs, and today I am reviewing someone that most of you have been recommending to me in the comments. She is a country gospel bluegrass singer. She has dope locks, they are freeformed, and her name is Valerie June. So Valerie June, I think, was born in Jackson, Tennessee, later moved to Memphis, Tennessee to pursue her music career, and now she lives in New York. She also has one of the most iconic locks I've ever seen. I feel like I keep saying that with all of these reviews that I'm doing, but really her locks are something else. She started her locks in 2001, which makes her locks almost 17 years old today. Let's get into some videos. So here you can see her in her music video Shake Down. You can see that she has most of her locks in some type of bun or crown around her head, and a few are hanging down. So you can kind of appreciate the length she has here, but you can also see that she curls her locks. So you can see that her locks have a nice curl to them. I feel like if she wouldn't curl them and we would see them here, they would come almost towards half of her torso. So her locks are very, very long, and that's to be expected because they are 17 years old. Now I would like to jump to a YouTube channel called The Coil Review, where Valerie June was once interviewed about her music, but also about her locks. And I feel like this is one of the only videos that I managed to find where she goes quite in depth into what she does with her locks. So like I said, she started her locks 17 years ago, and the reason why is very cool to me because it kind of resembles my reason as well. She said that she had permed her hair every 2 weeks for most of her life, which is not something I did do. But the reason why she chose for freeform locks is because she didn't want to bother with her hair anymore. She didn't want to spend 4 hours every 2 weeks catering to her hair, having to perm her hair, having to style her hair, having to comb through her hair. And with me, it was kind of similar. I was kind of over my afro. I didn't want to put conditioner in my hair that much anymore. I didn't want to comb out my hair, so I just kept getting these dreadlocks in the back. So after a while, I thought, why not get dreadlocks? And the same goes for Valerie June. She says that now that her locks are fully freeformed, she never has to do anything to them apart from wash them.
Number one thing, I wanted to save time in my life because I've always had thick hair. Always. And it was permed, and it took a whole day for me in the beauty shop, and it was just too much. And so like the idea of having locks and having to spend all this time maintaining them was just like not interesting at all to me.
Right.
So she can get up in the morning, she doesn't wear anything on her head when she goes to bed, she just wakes up, kind of styles her locks, and she's good to go. I feel like this is a huge advantage of having dreadlocks as well, but depending on the style, you have a lot of maintenance or you don't. So freeform locks have the lowest maintenance possible, but other locks, if you have your locks a bit thinner than she does and you manicure them very well, it can take up to a few hours every week. So the interviewer asked her if she's ever had any negative reactions to her hair trying to become a successful singer and musician, and she answers this.
I think for me, with my hair, it has opened a lot of doors.
Really? Because sometimes it helps and sometimes it hinders. And in your case, it sounds like it helps.
And I think with a lot of creative people, it can help.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I just noticed, like, with any race of musicians, musicians tend to have pretty crazy hair. I don't know if they're like antennas reaching some other level.
Right.
The sounds or whatever. But they do, so maybe that all goes together. My hair definitely helps.
So what she's saying here I really like that. She says that as a creative person, it probably gives her an edge. It probably gives her something extra. People probably won't have a hard time remembering who she is. And I do think today that's the case more and more. If you're a creative person, it's probably easier to have dreadlocks than if you work a corporate job. So as for her maintenance, she shared in one article that she doesn't really bother with her hair. She washes it every week or every 2 weeks, and if she's on tour, she'll probably only wash it once every month. She says it's very freeing, and she also says something that's quite controversial in the lock community. She says the dirtier her hair is, the doper she thinks it looks. So if she doesn't wash her hair for a while, she feels like her hair looks cooler than when she does, which I feel like you won't catch many people saying here on YouTube, because everyone on YouTube especially is trying to break the stigma of people with locks not washing their hair. So I think it's kind of amazing that she comes out like this and says, I actually love my hair more when it's dirty. So in this music tiny desk concert from NPR, you can see that she does style her hair in very unique styles most of the time. Here you can see that she has a headband around her hair on the top, and then she tucked in the ends of her locks towards the back. So she gets these kind of like short hair look with her hair not being in her face as well, because what she also shared in one of the interviews is that especially during the summertime it can get very warm if you wear your dreadlocks down. I just want to show you guys some more of her styles, because I really think these are one of the more unique styles that you can find online. Here she has this BBC concert with Jules Holland, and you can see that she puts her hair up in a really funny way. Normally if someone would pull up their hair in a bun, they would pull the front back. But in her case, she kind of wraps her hair around her face first and then she pulls it back. It also looks like she uses her own hair to tie it up like that. Of course, I'm not sure because it's not very clear from this video what she used to tie her hair up with, but it's quite obvious that she doesn't just pull her hair back. She tucks them in different ways. Some of them hang from the side, others are more on the top, and it makes this very unique and creative hairstyle. Then in this video from KEXP, I think that's a radio channel, you can see that her locks are quite light, and I think this is the first time where I can't really make out if she dyed them or if this is just the sun, because if you look more towards the back of her head, you can see that her locks are way darker in the back. It could be that she dyed them, but I also wouldn't be surprised if this is just the way her hair acts. Yeah, I really don't know, but I think it does look cool. It does have a very natural look, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't really do anything actively to make this happen. Another thing you can see in this video is that her locks are not round. This is another sign that she doesn't really manicure her locks. She probably doesn't sleep with anything on her head, so your locks will become flat over time because you keep lying on them in the same way. So for the last video, I wanted to show you this CBS video of her performance. She curled her locks, and I think this looks amazing. She looks so cool. Her hair looks like it's maybe not even locked up. If you couldn't see the roots and you just see her hair like this, I would believe it if she told me that she had put in some crazy weave that was curled like that. I think this really shows the versatility of dreadlocks as well. If your locks are quite long, doesn't matter if they're freeform or if they're fully manicured, you can have so many different ways of styling your hair still. And I think this is one of the coolest styles I've seen in a while. So lastly, I want to go through a few pictures. These are not going to be a lot of pictures because I feel like you've seen her hair pretty well in the videos. But this first picture of her, she's wearing sunglasses with the stones on the top. This looks really cool. You can see again that her hair is pulled back in the back, but not so much in the front. So in the front, she first makes her hair wrap around her head in front, and then she pulls them back. There is no clear parts. And the shape of her locks are all different. Some of them are quite square, some of them are flat, some of them are more round. And this again is the uniqueness of having freeform dreadlocks. No lock is going to look the same. And also between people, no set of locks is going to look the same ever, which is a huge reason why people sometimes choose to have freeform dreadlocks, because it really has this unique look. This photo I just wanted to show you guys because I think this is a really cool photo. What she also said in one of her articles with maintaining her locks is that she sometimes puts her own conditioner in her hair. So before she starts washing her locks, she has this basic oil conditioner, and I think she said that she uses olive oil, coconut oil, and she puts that in her hair. She wraps her hair, so you kind of have an oil treatment, and then the next day she will wash her dreadlocks. and she will wash everything out until the water runs clear. She puts boiling water into some type of tub. She lets it cool down and she washes her hair like that. She washes her hair with clear shampoo. Having this much hair, she also shared that her husband often helps her wash her hair because it's really hard to get out the dirt, especially if she is playing festivals where there's a lot of sand. She will get a lot of dirt in her dreadlocks, so she has her husband help her sometimes to get everything out. Here's another video of her where she's playing at a festival. She has a flower in her hair, which is really nice. And you can see this one lock in the front, just over her left shoulder, which is really, really blonde. So again, I'm not sure if she has dip dyed her hair maybe. It looks like it's a very gradual process from darker towards the root towards almost blonde or white at the tip of her dreadlock. If this is natural, it's really cool. Otherwise, it's still cool, but I mean, I didn't know that natural hair could turn color like that, this much. But then again, she's had her dreadlocks for almost 17 years, so nothing should surprise me at that point. And then another video of her with this orange background. You can again see that her locks are very different from each other. So some of them are quite fat because they've joined, and others are quite skinny because they never did join other dreadlocks. What she does do to keep her locks from growing together is she separates them. Not too often, she says, because she compares her locks with clothes. If you keep wearing clothes, they will keep wearing off and eventually they'll break, and she doesn't want that to happen to her locks, so she pulls apart her locks once every while, and she does it very gently, not just to make sure that she doesn't really damage her hair that much. And then for this last photo where you can see her with a blue background, she has her hair up completely. So what I find interesting about this picture is that in the back and kind of at the left side of her face, you can see that some hairs have not combined to a dreadlock yet. So even 17 years in, you can still have loose hair. Maybe also from some breakage. Sometimes dreadlocks are too thin and after a while they start wearing and they break, and then you get this new growth. But I think it's cool that you can have a combination of fully mature dreadlocks and still some loose hair here and there, because it has a more natural look to me. And lastly, you can also see that she often curls her hair, because here you can see that her locks are not fully straight. Most of them have this huge curl pattern to them, and I think that is very, very cool. So with that being said, this is the end of this dreadlock review. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And I want to say thank you for everyone who requested people in the comments. I will be busy in the next weeks with reviewing their dreadlocks as well, getting to know them as maybe artists, creative people, so I can make a nice dreadlock review of them. And then really lastly, I want to thank you guys for almost having 500 subscribers. This is amazing. I feel like many more people are joining this channel, and I hope you will enjoy the reviews that will come in the future. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.